cannot wait for us to watch Ant-Man tonight. I mean, obviously the movie's gonna butcher the original storyline, but come on, he's like the most underrated character in the Marvel Universe. Hey, screw Ant-Man, man! Let's go to Vegas!
The Venturi fans from Fractal Design make everything cooler. That's right, even you. Check the link in the description for more info.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to my custom water-cooled build log. This is build log 6. I can't do 6 because I'm holding the camera with my other hand, so 6. Whatever, where I'm going to be doing some hardline tubing for the rig. In case you didn't already know and you haven't been following the series so far, I already put some soft tubing in there, didn't love the way it looked, so I'm going to be pulling it all out today and replacing it with some hardline tubing that I'm going to be bending myself. And, oh, by the way, the entire video is going to be taking place in my car. I'm totally joking. I'm actually on my way to Paul's house because Paul has some tools that I need, as well as the ability to kind of guide me throughout this process. It is my first time, and he's done it once before with his Arctic Panther build. It's really cool. It turned out really great with his hardline tubing. You can go check it out on Paul's Hardware, his personal channel. But he did get the help of Jay's 2 cents. Jay is a custom water cooling maestro, and he definitely taught Paul a lot about hardline tubing. So hopefully Paul can hand some of those lessons down to me. So that's what I'm hoping for. So I've got all my gear with me today. I've got my backpack with the fittings inside of it, as well as my laptop in case I need it. I've got the PETG tubing right there. Sorry, it's really hard to film with one hand while driving at the same time. My rig back there, I did not buckle it up. I'm a terrible PC parent, and I've got some more tools back there. I'm totally looking forward. I have no idea what you're seeing right now. There's probably like a can or something back there. But yeah, I've got a bunch of stuff back here. I'm bringing it all to Paul's, and we're hopefully going to be able to knock all this out in a single shot. So say a prayer for me, cross your fingers, and let's all hope this goes well. Alright guys, so here's the rig of the hour. As you can tell, I'm at Paul's humble abode. I think he's outside doing some stuff. But here it is. As you can see, I took out all the tubing and the liquid, drained the whole system. I also put in these new Primo Chill fittings, which are compatible with the PETG tubing. And hey, look, it's a Paul in the flesh.
Filming right now?
I'm filming.
Okay.
Say hi to all the people.
Hi, all the people.
That's Paul.
It's hot outside.
It is very hot outside, but it's nice and cool in here, which is good for computers. So I guess at this point we're just going to use this heat gun, some PETG tubing, and we're going to start bending this shit, and hopefully we don't mess up, right?
I hope not.
That never happens. Don't film me, I don't know what I'm doing.
We're joining you, ladies and gentlemen. You're joining us here. This is Kyle's third bend.
Yes.
No, maybe fourth bend.
Third or fourth.
This is actually attempting. His skill has been slowly improving. He's doing a great job actually from the get-go. He's working to avoid bubbles though. So the trick here, if you guys want to try this at home, is you hold the tube over the heat. You gotta put the black tube inside that tube though first, the silicone tube. Then twist it slowly as Kyle's demonstrating right now. Then you have a chip.
That's not part of the...
As it starts to get soft in the middle part, you're going to be able to bend it a little bit. But you don't really want to bend it until it gets soft enough to bend. Alright, are you ever going to bend this tube, Kyle?
Bending it now.
There we go.
Trying to bend it really tight. I'm trying to make a perfect 90-degree angle, and I don't want a very wide bend because I'm going to have to bend it again, like right here, without making it look like an S, but more like
Autofocus sucks.
You suck.
I know how to focus on things, but not when it's
the
on
heat
auto.
gun's burning me. Alright, now here's the tricky part. Gotta cool it. Dump it in the water, but you gotta make sure to keep the shape when you're dipping it, otherwise it'll freeze in that wrong position. So 90 degrees, looks good. Boom, and hope for the best. Take it out, and just like that, it is pretty much solid now. It's solid again.
It's beautiful.
And a little bit less than 90 degrees, but I think it's workable.
Up to speed. Kyle's gone a little crazy. Here's progress. Got this bend done. Everything's looking pretty good. Kyle did all this. All I did was this one. I did that one right there. Taking full credit for that. But Kyle in the meantime has decided to just go all out with this last bend. He's going like from here all the way here and down and over and up and in. So I have no idea if this is going to work or if it'll hold up under the force of gravity. But he's just going for it. Right now he's doing the bend actually back to the CPU, and then he's going to do another bend in the middle right here to go up. I don't know. I think it's already looking doubtful to me. No, let's stay positive. Kyle, you're doing a great job. You're doing a great job. I have to sit and wait to see the results of this, but you guys get to see them right now.
This is the last tube being fit to the system here. I'm just gonna screw it down and then we're good.
This tube's crazy. It's a crazy tube.
Wacky. Ah! Then just gotta kind of shape this. I mean, it's a little droopy.
This is
a little saggy.
I mean, the top, like across the top, looks fairly straight.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, if I could just maybe like find something to barely prop it up like a millimeter or two, I think it'd look pretty straight all around.
Yeah.
What's up, guys? Okay, so I am back home now, and I brought my rig with me, of course. And here's a closer look at it, because you probably haven't had one before. But there it is. I think it looks pretty great. Honestly, this is so much nicer looking to me than the soft tubing that was once in here. I'm really glad I made the switch. And special thanks to Paul for helping me out. I honestly couldn't have done it without him. I mean, I probably could have, but it probably turned out a lot crappier than this. But a couple things, not everything went perfectly. I'm really happy that this actually worked, this whole big loop around and how it's kind of going underneath this tube going to the CPU. I'm really glad that worked out. However, there's a little bit of a bowing out on this edge right here. It kind of bubbled up. I held it a little bit too close to the heat gun for just a second, and because of that it kind of got a little distorted. So I'm actually going to be doing that one over again. Honestly, believe it or not, I got this one on the first try. This little one right here took me 3 or 4 tries, believe it or not, because the bends are so close together. This bend and that bend. I really wanted it to be, and I'm probably going to do this one over too, actually, now that I'm a bit more familiar with how it all works. I really wanted it to go straighter across and then straight back, but as you can see, it's kind of like at a 45-degree angle, which I'm not a huge fan of. Honestly, it doesn't look terrible, and I could leave it there, but I still have a bunch of tubing left over, so might as well give it a shot. The other thing that I'm not a huge fan of with this long one is that I should have bent it down a little bit more to the right. Hello, Kyle. I should have bent it down a little bit more, a little sooner, I should say, because with the side panel window on, it's a big side panel window right there, but it still kind of covers up this portion of the tubing when you're looking at it dead center. You have to kind of move to the right in order to see that beautiful tubing right there. So I'm actually gonna bend it a little sooner right here, try to not F up on this part, do this one over probably, and also I'm gonna have to redo this one. Actually, I'm redoing everything except for this little guy here. There's a few scratches on it, but it's so small and it's tucked away so you can't really see it, and this one's perfectly fine. But the other reason I'm doing this one over is because I'm waiting on a Y fitting, a little splitter fitting, so that I don't have to actually have my drain valve crossing over the outlet right here. I can just use one splitter fitting for both of them, and so I'm going to do a hard line. I'm probably going to go straight out, straight back, and I think I'm going to go straight up and then straight. I'm just going to do it all hard because I don't like the angle right here. It just kind of clashes with the rest of the straight tubing. Which reminds me, and this is all building off of stuff that I learned today, if you are going to be doing right angles in your hardline tubing build, which if you're doing hardline tubing you probably are, get like a box or something that has a right angle inside of it, so you can actually, as you're right after you bend the tubing and you're trying to get that perfect right angle, press it up against one of the corners of the box, for example, so you know you have a perfectly straight right angle, because it's really difficult to try to get it perfectly unless you're, you know, a master at this like Jay or something. But that would have really helped me. Also, it's kind of hard to gauge where to bend the tubing. I mean, you hold the piece of rigid tubing up and you kind of eyeball it and you put your thumb, okay, I want to bend it right here, and then you bring it over with your thumb to the heat gun, and then you just kind of go to town. But the whole time you're kind of guesstimating where exactly you put your thumb, and sometimes you get it and sometimes you don't. It's really hit or miss. So honestly, what I'm going to try next time when I redo some of this tubing is I'm going to mark exactly where I want to bend it with a Sharpie and then wipe it off with acetone after it's finished. And I think that's going to result in some really clean looking tubes in the end. Also, you want to beware of fittings. Part of the reason why this little guy up here is scratched is because I think the fitting right here was kind of like rubbing up against the edges of the fitting, were rubbing up against the edges of the tubing, and it just cuts into it really easily. Just the slightest you know, jolt back and forth can result in some pretty nasty scratches. So just be really careful and gentle with your tubing as well as the fittings when you're kind of sliding them up and down and getting ready to screw them in. And I think that's pretty much it, guys. So let me know what you think of this build, what you think of the hardline tubing, think of my work. Again, this is my first time, so I know it could be a lot better, and it probably will be a lot better after I give it a second go. But again, special thanks to Paul for helping me out. Honestly, big help, huge help. And thank you guys for watching this video. Be sure to subscribe for more tech videos coming really soon. And by the way, I'm getting married next week, so if I'm not as active on social media, or maybe you only see one video from me next week, that's probably why. And please forgive the shortage of content in the next week or two. Plus my honeymoon, my mini honeymoon is the weekend, the week after my wedding. So there will be a bit of a slowdown, but things should pick up regularly after that. So thanks guys, toss me a like on the video if you enjoyed it, and I'll see y'all in the next one.